Morning, guys. Of course, there's me looking down at the little counter, right? I gotta wait till I see that start counting before I start talking. So today we're off to the city for 3 separate back-to-back appointments, and this is gonna be fun because I still feel like absolute shit. You know what, though? Last night I talked to my son in Edmonton. It's funny because Braden always has an effect on me. It's like, I don't know, it's just our connection. But as soon as I heard Braden's voice, I started to feel better. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to question it. So thank you, my sweet boy. Mwah. You made mommy feel better. Um, but anyway, in going through all of my videos, all 80 of them, I'm trying to not have a glare on my glasses here. Sorry, guys. And yes, I did just roll out of bed. And yes, I am sitting here on the couch in my husband's house coat. He's still sleeping. Lazy shit. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't have to get up yet. Where was I? In going through all of my like 80 videos that I've done about everything, you know, from who we were to who we are now to, you know, and I know that I do mention a few times about the sleep disorders, and this is what made me think of it. This is how my trains of thought going. The trains left the station, right? That one of my doctors that I'm seeing today is my sleep specialist, and this man is, I can't of course mention his name, but he is freaking awesome. He is amazing. So yeah, I started suffering from really severe insomnia after the accident, and really severe nightmares, and just, you know, all kinds of crazy shit that one would expect a person to go through after a massive accident. I wish my glasses would stop the glaring. It's not going to work, people. And if I take them off, then I can't see you. So how about we do there? Now let's just leave my head in that position. So yeah, I started having really severe nightmares, really technicolor stuff, and I'll get into what some of the nightmares are in a bit here, but and really severe insomnia. So part of that was based on depression, obviously. I mean, I lost everything. You know, in the blink of an eye, I lost everything, right? So I would stay up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, sitting on the couch, crying, staring at the TV. That went on for like a year and a half. That was bad. And the only way that I really started to get help, and I think I've said this before probably, but yeah, again, I'll say it again. I finally went to my doctor. Everyone kept saying that you need antidepressants. You need antidepressants. I know that I have situational depression. I'm not clinically depressed, where there's actually like a serotonin imbalance in my brain, that there's a chemical imbalance in my brain. I know it's not that. I know that it's all situational. It's not like there's, I think, wait a minute now, how do I describe this? If you're, from what I understand anyway, if you're clinically and chemically depressed, there's absolutely nothing wrong in your life. You have a good marriage, great kids, good job, nice home, you know, you're not, you know, struggling financially, you know, you have a pretty decent, good life, and yet you're so depressed that you can't get out of bed in the morning. That, I think, defines clinical depression, or like chemical, you know, you have a chemical imbalance or something, because there's really nothing wrong in your life for you to be so depressed about that you just don't even want to function. You just don't even want to do anything. You just want to hide under the covers all day. So I didn't want to hide under the covers. I just wanted to sit and stare at the TV and cry for a year and a half. So I know that my depression was and is situational, you know, all the way back from the day of the car accident to the discovery of the brain tumor to my husband having 3 strokes. It's been a hella 2.5 years, peeps. Let me tell you, if anybody ever has been through a period of where somebody is testing you, I'm a strong believer that everything happens for a reason. So there's a reason behind all of this, and some of it has made itself clear, and some of it never will. Maybe you maybe never will understand. I mean, what is the the sense and the reasoning behind my husband suffering 3 strokes in 10 minutes? Whose idea was this? And what, lesson is it supposed to teach him, or what is he supposed to learn from this? Except the complete ruination of his life and loss of career and, But anyways, where was I going? I'm digressing. I just woke up, so I am not going to make a lot of sense here. I had to get out of bed because I was flailing and flashing around and flashing? Was I flashing? Maybe I was flashing. I don't know. And I remember having a dream about a brown coat. I have no idea, no clue, which was an unfrightening dream. So it's once in a while I have a dream that's not scary, and I'm not trapped, and I'm not in danger, and we'll get into that later. But anyway, so my family doctor started, look at the fucking shine on my glasses, Jesus Christ. I need contacts, people. I also need a swig of my coffee, excuse me. I need Timmy's desperately. Sorry guys, we're having coffee together this morning, okay? Where was I? So I started taking the antidepressants about a year and a half after my accident, when my husband had the strokes. And I went to my family doctor and I said, okay, I concede. I give up. I can't. My psychologist was telling me, my family doctor was telling me, my friends, my family, everybody was telling me that, you shouldn't be having to live like this. I mean, all you do is cry. And we understand why you're crying. I mean, you have a tumor in your brain and you've lost your career and you're in pain from head to toe from the accident. So we get it. But you don't have to live like this. You don't have to feel this way. There are medications out there that can help you. And I'm like, no. The answer to my problems is not in the bottom of a bottle of pills. Stubborn. So finally, when Fonz took sick, once I brought him home from the hospital, I realized that my husband needed me, and I couldn't take care of my husband or be there for my husband in the condition that I was in. So I went to my doctor and I said, okay, I can see. I remember telling him my husband has suffered 3 basically simultaneous strokes, and listed off where they were, and he just went, his mouth dropped open. He said, oh my God, Kelly, I'm so sorry. Because I think he expected me to say that my husband had passed away, because not too many people survive what he survived. Thank God for TPA, even though, again, we can't find any evidence. And I have no idea why it stopped recording. Weird. No clue. Look at me. Oh God. One of my favorite sayings, like somebody dragged me through a bush backwards. You're pretty scary. Fuck it. Take me as I am, guys. It is what it is. This is real. This is real life. This is not, there's, no makeup, no background lights, no, there's a glare on my glasses, and I really probably should try to do something about that. But anyway, my glasses are broken. Holy shit, hang on. Well, goddamn, look. I gotta get that fixed. Okay, where did I leave you? I'm sorry, guys. Again, covering the camera lens. You are such a newbie. I don't know. How do I get rid of that glare? Anyway, where was I? Okay, so we can't find any evidence of it having been given to him, but there's no way to explain that he is the way he is without it having been given. So I said to my family doctor, okay, I give up. I can't take care of my husband the way that I am, because all I do is cry and sit on the couch and cry, and that's about it. That's all I've done since the accident. Pardon me, actually since I was taken off of work. So I went back on modified duties from June until October, and with an absolutely wonderful girl named Michelle. I'm not going to say her last name because I don't have permission, but Michelle, I love you so much, and I miss you so much. She just lives in town for free, not this town, the next town over where I worked, and we try so hard to get together, but she's still working full time. She has 4 children. Like, it's really difficult to find time, but we do still chat all the time, like online and stuff. But anyway, I miss you, Michelle, so much, and I will be so grateful to Michelle forever for making those 4 months, even though I was in a lot of pain and I was really worried about where this was going to go, what was going to happen with my career. And then when the discovery of the brain tumor was made, I was still working with her at that time, and she was so supportive. It's not even funny. Like, it just, thank you, sweetheart, I love you so much. But anyway, where the hell was I going with this? Okay, so I started taking the antidepressants again. See? Oh my god. So I started taking the antidepressants, and that did help, but I continued to have really wicked nightmares, thrashing and kicking around in bed. My husband was still working, so he was up and gone at 3:30 in the morning. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on near the end of your sleep cycle, because from what I'm given to understand from my sleep doctor is that there are several stages of REM sleep that you go through, 3 or 4 of them just prior to waking. That's why a lot of people, when you wake up, you're dreaming still, and you seem to wake up in the middle of dreaming. So you're going through all these different REM stages. So the insomnia continued, the nightmares continued, the thrashing around in bed continued, the weird shit going on in the house, like getting up. One morning, it was August, and it was hotter than, and I mean hotter than the bowels of hell out, and I came into the kitchen, and since the accident, I smell things burning all the time. It's burning hair, burning plastic, burning blood, burning wood, burning wires, just, if you can set it on fire, I can smell it burning. And I'll say to my husband or whoever's around me, do you smell that? There's something burning, and no one else can smell it. And then within a matter of seconds, usually, it's gone again. So I had gone into the kitchen, and I could smell that, you know, if you have electric baseboard heaters, and when you first turn them on, you smell that dust burning off of them. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure some of you, I'm looking, hello. But if I look up there, my glasses shine. I could smell that, and it's the middle of frickin' August and hotter than hell, and I thought, why am I smelling heater? Like, what is that all about? So I checked the heater, and the heater was on, and it was cranked way up to 10. Now, in order to get into where my heater is in the kitchen, you would have to move 2 kitchen chairs and squeeze yourself in between where my table is, and I have a really old, beautiful, it's about as tall as my chest, Victrola, which I'll show you one day. I'll just do a happy Victrola video. Okay, we're back. Also figured out the problem. I had way too much shit on my camera, and it said that your files are full, so it would record for a bit and then it would just stop. Anyways, I just deleted a whole bunch of stuff. Look at that, can't even talk. Also, I went and got my spare pair of glasses here so that we can not look at me with broken glasses. Anyway, okay, where the hell was I, guys? Oh, and also made another cup of coffee because, you know, 1 cup is just not gonna happen. Anyway, so the nightmares, the insomnia, even with the antidepressants, I'm sorry, I'm wiggling you around. Even with the antidepressants on board, wasn't really helping, wasn't really changing any of that. So my family doctor and I must have tried, like, my glasses look crooked. Jesus Christ. God, I'm just, look, squirrel. That's me now. So my family doctor must have tried, like, I don't even know, probably 9 different medications Just a minute. I am so sorry. Hang on. Pause. Okay, back. He had tried up probably 8 or 9 different medications, up to and including over-the-counter stuff, like Gravol. And I remembered, in the States, you guys call it Dramamine. Am I right? Is that right? Somebody comment down below here and tell me if that's right. Anyway, we had tried literally everything and nothing was working. I was still up 3/4 of the night. I mean, there was many nights, and this was winter. Keeping in mind winter, when it doesn't get light out till like 7 o'clock in the 7:30 in the morning. I would still some nights be up until it was getting light out before I would go to bed, and I would sleep for a couple of hours, and I'd be back up again and back at the same thing, right? Sitting there crying. Well, I wasn't crying as much once I was on the antidepressants, but the nightmares and the night terrors and the thrashing around and the getting up. Oh yeah, the heater. So I couldn't figure out how in the fuck the heater got on in the middle of August, and we were blaming it on Wilma. Sorry, Wilma, bless your heart, darling. The elderly lady who owned this house before we bought it, who has since passed away. And I said, oh, Wilma was here, and I said, Wilma, my darling girl, you are welcome to visit anytime you like, but please leave the heaters alone. It's August, and you're not paying the hydro bill. So, but odd things like furniture moved, drawers open. You know, you would get up in the morning and you would find odd things in the house that I don't remember doing, and I would ask my husband, did you da 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 da, and he would say no. Why would I be doing that? And I'm like, I don't know, but somebody is. So either our house is haunted, or I'm getting up in the middle of the night and doing some weird shit. So anyways, finally my family doctor said, okay, enough of this. We've tried everything. Let's send you for a sleep study. And I was always under the impression, guys, I'm sorry, this is just like the worst video ever. I was always under the impression that if you went for a sleep study, I can't feel my right hand, it was because they were checking you for sleep apnea, right? And I didn't think that I had sleep apnea. I mean, yes, I snore. Everyone snores. The dog snores. The cat snores. Women snore. Children snore. Everyone snores. But I snore like on occasion, and I think lightly. Although my husband says I can saw the logs if I'm like flat on my back, which I don't do, because if I lie flat on my back, the vertigo kicks in. But before, in the life before this, when I could lie on my back, yeah, I guess I could snore. But anyway. And snoring, excessive snoring, is usually an indication of somebody who has apnea. So like obstructive apnea, where your it's not your palate, I can't think of the word right now. Anyways, if you're lying flat on your back and your mouth is wide open, everything here relaxes so much that it sort of collapses down in on itself, and it restricts your airway. So that is what can make you have periods of apnea and make you stop breathing in your sleep. Anywho, I didn't figure that I had apnea, but I thought, well, you know, we've tried everything. I do have severe insomnia, nightmares, night terrors, you know, this, that, the other thing. And I'm getting up and doing weird shit in the middle of the night that I don't remember doing. And I'm not on a medication that would cause me to do that, because there are certain medications for insomnia that come with strong warnings of you may get up, cook, eat, have sex, drive, murder somebody. You might do some weird shit in your sleep, and you are completely unaware of what's going on. So anyhow, so he found me the most amazing doctor. This man is, I can't mention his name, but he is freaking awesome. I just love him. He is such a nice gentleman. He's an older fella, probably getting close to retirement. He'd probably shoot me if he heard that, but he's very, very good at his job, very knowledgeable, years of experience, and such a sweet man. So easy to talk to. So I've been seeing him now for, let me think. I had the sleep study in April. And then just right after that, did I start seeing him not regularly, every 2 weeks or so, as a patient. So I am on clonazepam. He started me out at trying to think now. Maybe 5 milligram or 10, and then we keep upping it as we go. So he diagnosed me with 2 separate sleep disorders after the sleep study was done. And I don't have apnea, but one of the sleep disorders is called RBD, which is REM behavior disorder. So what happens during that? There's an area of your brain called the pons, and it's in the back here, and that's the area of your brain that paralyzes your physical body while you're in a REM state, so in a dream state, so that you don't get up out of your bed or out of wherever you're sleeping and act out your dreams. And that is where sleep paralysis comes in, because they experience quite the opposite of what I experienced. The pons is working, but you shouldn't wake up while your pons has your body paralyzed. You should never wake up while you're in that state. And some people do, so they wake up, they're completely awake, completely aware of their surroundings, and yet cannot move at all. You can't even move your baby finger. You can't, cry out for help. You're just lying there and you can't move. And I've never experienced that, and I hope to God I never do, because apparently it is absolutely terrifying. Even if you know that that's what's happening to you, it is absolutely horrifying apparently. So I hope to God I never experience that. But in Newfoundland they call that being hagged, and it's a very terrifying experience. So anyhow, so he diagnosed me with RBD. So what happens is the pons in my brain is not working properly, so it's not paralyzing my body while I'm in a REM state. So this is where all the kicking comes from, the thrashing, the getting up out of bed, moving things around. I've, thank God, never left my house that I know of, but I could have been out standing in my backyard naked as a jaybird while in my knickers at 4 in the morning and had no idea I was doing it, and then turned around and went back to bed. But I've never woken up with dirty feet, so I don't think I've done that. But it's possible. You could do that. You could do that and have absolutely no clue what you're doing. And unless my husband noticed, woke up, every movement I make, he feels it, he hears it, he wakes right up, and I feel so bad because he's not getting a very good night's sleep because of me. RBD can actually be very dangerous. He has explained to me that it's usually caused by trauma. Yeah. I'd say I've had some trauma, and it usually involves feeling like you're being chased, you're being pursued, the feeling of being trapped, of being stuck in something or somewhere that you can't get out of. And he just hit it right on the head. I'm always being chased or pursued by something. My life is always in danger. Someone's chasing me. I remember one dream where the sky was pitch black, but there was a bush in front of me, and the bush was blacker than the sky, if that makes any sense. And there was someone hiding in that bush. This was not that long ago, and I knew for a fact if I moved or I made any sound whatsoever, they were going to see me, they were going to hear me, and they were going to get me. And they're not just going to beat you up. You're going to die, right? So in the dream, I was just frozen in fear. I was just standing there, I couldn't move, I couldn't make any noise, I didn't know what to do but just stand there frozen. And then my husband came up behind me and put his arms around me, and he made to move me out of the situation. And I remember saying to him, don't move, just panicked, don't move. And he was saying, it's okay, honey, it's okay, I got you, which was actually what was happening in real life. My husband was in bed behind me with his arms wrapped around me, because I guess I was whimpering and crying and thrashing and carrying on in my sleep, and he was trying to comfort me and trying to wake me up out of that, which is what's been recommended that he do, that he try to wake me up out of the REM behavior incident. But in my dream, he was also there too, and he was standing behind me with his arms around me, saying into my ear, it's okay, honey, I got you, I got you. And I was going, don't move, don't make a sound. So anyway, so it's always about being chased, being pursued, being threatened, your life being in danger, and being trapped. And I have a lot of dreams. Like, I know I said that a whole bunch of times. A lot of dreams about being trapped, and 99 times out of 100, I'm trapped inside a vehicle. Just as an example, the other night I was having a dream, and I was in the truck that I was driving. My SUV, my Ford Escape was a 2003 a Ford Escape, and it didn't have a sunroof. Sorry, we're still having coffee together. I had to, go make a fresh one. Cheers, guys. It didn't have a sunroof, but the vehicle that it was replaced with after the accident was a 2006 Ford Escape. Love my Ford Escapes. I don't like them now. They look like a big car. No, I like the older model ones that look like an SUV, look like a truck, right? So in this dream, I was in the second one, which was odd because that's not the one I was in the accident in, and it was somehow I was in the water. The vehicle had gone in the water, and it was going underwater, and it was going under fast, and the water was coming up. This is such a common scenario. I'm just giving you one example. The water was coming up so fast, and if this is the top of the windshield and the top of the windows, it was right there, and it's going higher, quicker. And I knew that my only chance, my only hope of saving my life was if I could get the sunroof open and go out that way, right? And then if I had to, I could, if it started to sink, at least I was out of the car and I could then swim to the surface, right? Because I can swim somewhat, enough to keep myself afloat. So I was obviously panic stricken. I was crying. I was, and I reached up to open the sunroof because there was like it looked like the normal ceiling of the truck, like in real life, and you slide that open, and then under that is your glass sunroof, which doesn't open all the way. It opens like about that far. Ow, that hurt. But I think you could, if you pushed on it hard enough, you could push it so that you would break it open, right? So I went to reach for that sunroof, and it wasn't there. The roof of the truck that had a sunroof suddenly became a solid roof, and there was no sunroof, and there was no escape. There was no way to get out. So that was where at that point my husband managed to get me to wake up. But I'm always in a car that is underwater, on fire, trapped somehow. The vehicle's on its roof and I'm trapped. I have this one really weird dream where I'm driving along and everything is fine and everything is great, and I'm driving by myself, and all of a sudden it's like you have no brakes. The brake pedal, it's almost like you're driving a toy car all of a sudden, but it's still your car. It still looks like your car. So the brake pedal all of a sudden just, it doesn't work. It's like a brake pedal in a toy car. It just goes up and down with your foot, and it doesn't do anything. It's just there kind of for fun and decoration. And the same thing happens with the steering wheel, where you could literally take it with one finger and spin it. It's like it's not attached to anything really. It just spins freely. So you're careening down the highway, down the road, whatever, going, whatever speed, but going, fast, and you suddenly have no brakes and no way of controlling your vehicle. So that is a pretty normal sort of RBD incident for me. And this sleep disorder can apparently be quite dangerous, because he has had incidents where, he said only twice in his long career has he had an incident where one spouse was choking the other, like sitting on top of them, choking them, because again, in these dreams you feel pursued, you feel chased, you feel trapped, you feel like your life is in danger, and they're dreaming that someone is attacking them or someone is attacking a loved one, they may be dreaming that someone is attacking their spouse. And in their dream, they're trying to protect their spouse, but in reality, they're actually choking their spouse. But to them, they're choking the assailant. So thank God I've never done that so far to Fonz. But I certainly have scratched, like he's woken up with scratches on his face just from me flailing. I've elbowed him in the nose. I've punched him in the mouth. I've done just nothing major, but and not purposefully. Like I'm not hitting him to get away from him because I think he's an assailant. It's just me flailing madly around. I wake up with bruises on me that I don't know where they came from. I woke up one day and I have bruises on my left bicep, and I'm not even kidding you. You're gonna think this is weird. It was 4 fingerprints and a thumb. It literally looked like someone had grabbed my arm and squeezed as hard as they could and left bruises. And when I put my hand on my arm and put my fingers on those bruise marks, they matched up perfectly. They were not smaller or bigger, or they matched perfectly to my own hand. So some point in the night I was dreaming something, and I must have been trying to make somebody let go of me. So instead of, I don't remember the dream, but perhaps I was dreaming that I had a hold of someone's arm and I was trying to make them let go of me, when in reality I had a hold of my own arm and I actually bruised myself. So that's the one sleep disorder that I've been diagnosed with. And the other one is called LMD, which is limb movement disorder. And that's pretty self-explanatory, where you're just flailing, flinging. Again, it goes along with the pons in your brain, not paralyzing your body. So you're dreaming and you're, flailing out and smacking out. And there's a lot of danger in people falling out of bed, which has almost happened to me a couple of times, and injuring themselves. People getting up and running full tilt, and he has had this happen to patients a few times, I think, over the course of his career, where people have actually smashed their face like to smithereens, broken their nose, split their lips open, needed stitches, because they in your dream you're being pursued, you're being chased by someone or something, and you're in danger. Again, same theme. And because your pons isn't working and your brain isn't paralyzed, these people will spring up out of bed and run full tilt. And I mean full tilt, like you're running, because in your dream you're running across a field, you're running down a road, you're running somewhere that you can just run full tilt for all you're worth, in an effort to save your own life, or save yourself from being attacked and harmed. Meanwhile, you're in your own bedroom. So you jump out of bed and you take off full tilt and slam face first into a wall. And because you're dreaming, you don't put your hands up to catch yourself. It would be like fainting and landing on your face, because you're not going to put your hands out to stop yourself. So same thing. You're not, to you, you're in a field, on a road, you're somewhere else other than your own bedroom, and you just go face first into the wall. So yeah, I realized in going through my videos that I hadn't done a sleep disorder video. So I am currently on 3 milligrams of clorazepam to help with insomnia. And I'm telling you, people, it works. After everything that we've tried, we finally hit on something that works. It helps with the insomnia. When it hits, I go clunk. And I mean, literally, if the house was on fire, my husband would probably have to carry or drag my ass out of here, because when you're out, you are out. It feels so good. It feels so good to be able to just go lie down in bed, fiddle fart around on my phone, and within about 5 or 10 minutes I'm gone. And I haven't been able to do that in so long, since before May of 2015. So that really, really helps. But he does keep upping the dosage, because I do continue to have the RBD episodes and the LMD episodes. I continue with the nightmares. I continue with attempting to get out of bed. When I do go to get out of bed, like get up to go to the bathroom or just decide, okay, I'm going to get up now, because I was not going to get up until 9:30 this morning, and I actually got up at 8 o'clock because I woke up and couldn't get back to sleep. My husband will always wake up, and I feel so bad for him because I mean, the man's not well himself, and he's not getting enough rest because of me. But he'll feel me like sit up in the bed or go to get up out of the bed, and he'll wake right up and he'll go, Cal, Cal, and he's waiting for me to turn, look at him, make eye contact, not where I'm looking through him, but eye contact, where I say, it's okay, honey, I'm awake, and he's like, okay. And he knows, he can tell by looking at my eyes that it is me and that I am awake. But there are so many times that, you know, he's found me. He found me the other day, one day last week. He got up to go to the bathroom and he came back to bed. And I was sitting on the bed with the covers pulled. I might have told you this, with the covers all pulled up around me, like you know, the blankets pulled up like this. And he said, you looked so calm and so serene, and not afraid. And he said you were sitting there cross-legged on the bed and you were rocking back and forth ever so gently and kind of humming a little bit, God knows what, under your breath, and your eyes were open, but he said they were kind of at half-mast, but still open, and staring out the window. The window in our bedroom is right behind our headboard, so I was obviously turned around backwards in the bed and staring out the window. And he said, like, the blinds were there, but you can kind of, you know, you can sort of, blinds like these, you can kind of sort of see through. And the sun was up. It was, you know, gorgeous morning. We just hadn't gotten up yet. And I was sitting there staring out the window. And he said you weren't smiling, but you weren't unhappy or frightened either. And you were just kind of contently sitting there looking out the window, humming. And he said, I came back into the room and I said, honey, and like nothing. I didn't know he was there. I don't remember doing this. And he asked me what I was doing, and I didn't respond, and I just kept staring out the window. And then he sort of came around the side of the bed because he wanted to look at my face, and he realized that my eyes were open, and he's like, whoa, fucking creepy. And then he touched me and he said, Cal, what are you doing? Are you okay? And I was like, huh? And I kind of looked at him like right out of it. And he said, come on, look, now lie down. And I was like, oh, okay. And I lied back down and continued sleeping. But I do stuff like this all the time. So yeah, in looking through my videos, I realized that I've never done a sleep disorder video. So it's no joke. It's tough. It's tough to have sleep disorders, and it's really tough on the person who sleeps beside you, because they don't get much rest, because I make a move in my sleep, and he's kind of like a mom with a newborn baby. Any noise, any movement, and you're right wide awake, eh? So today, one of my doctors that I see is my sleep disorder specialist, who is, as I said, amazingly awesome. So I'll give you a wee update later on what our findings were. So anybody who suffers from any type of sleep disorder, please do enjoy watching this video, and please comment, please like, please hit the little subscribe button down below, and hit the bell so you don't miss anything, and give this a like and a thumbs up and share, and I hope everybody has a good day. Okay, I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.